40 miles away from this is what it looks like when you get about 40 miles away from Vermillion Creek. You suddenly hit dirt road. I realize I do that a lot. I go off on tangents and then I just don't. Here's where the guy was working the other day. I started to say the thing about the Mexican guy. He was working right here, and it looked like, and I was, what the point I was trying to make, and that was another case of me just stopping talking. Well, now I see what he was doing. But I was saying, isn't this amazing? It was almost like the 1800s. You see these pictures of cowboys and Indians or Mexican guys, and they're out like working on the fence. Well, not the Indians working on the fences. And I was thinking, God, nothing's changed. But they have some whole thing going on there that's different from that. But that's what he was doing. He was like, it looked like he was putting together, well, he was putting together that fence. Anyway, back to the point I'm trying to make. Well, there he is. How you doing, man? Hey, there he is. Amazing. And I guess we're in Brown's Hole. I'm like, what? I still have service, which is freaking me out. Okay, I have service and I'm 18 miles. Well, let's put it this way. I haven't touched my phone. I haven't, tried to re-engage service or anything, and it's still showing the map, and it's showing that I'm 18 miles from the Vermillion Creek part where we're going, so that's kind of interesting. Yesterday I lost it. I don't know what that was all about. I mean, day before yesterday. But anyway, that's cool right there, isn't it? We're going to be going around it. That's why I put on my glasses. My glasses I have, and I wear them on top of my other glasses, so it's a very cool look. It's like it's like the nerdiest of the look, and these are pretty nerdy glasses to begin with. Gosh, can you imagine being back in the day when it was just, you were just riding around your horse, maybe you or a couple other people, and you're just out here on your own? Can you imagine? Wow, this is cool. Cool country. Anyway, so we are on, for those of you who are tracking this, we're on 318 East, heading right towards the Vermillion Creek, and we're going to be there very shortly. Cuts down a little on time, obviously, to drive on these kind of roads, but they're in pretty good shape. They'd be a nightmare in the snow. So, like Fenn says, it's probably not a good idea to attempt this in the snow. I know here it'd be bad. And this is truly an area where, when you're out, like we were the day before yesterday, down near that creek, if you get in trouble or fall, slip, or hurt yourself in some fashion, you're really in bad shape if you can't make a phone call. I mean, I don't know if I can make a phone call right now. My map's still going, but the other day I couldn't make a phone call. And you'd be really screwed, especially if it got really cold out that night and you're like laying there with a broken whatever and you can't move and you can't call anybody and nobody comes around. That pretty much could do you in. I think this place that I'm going, I think there's Irish Canyon again. Remember, I saw that the other day, and I knew then I was north just from remembering the map. But I would not at all be surprised if no one has been to where I was on Vermillion Creek since I was there last. That's why I thought it was so strange for this one person on this blog about the medicine wheel to say, well, her grandmother told her that some kids, of all high school kids, if you can imagine this, I don't know where they were coming from, back in like 1940 or something, as a prank, she said, went out and built this medicine wheel. And I mean, you remember what, you'll see again how isolated it is. I'm just thinking, and other people were saying that was BS and she was full of it, and I I don't know what the point would be of BS in it, but on the other hand, the idea of a prank, I mean, as I said the other day, it's like the prank nobody would care about. It's, if you're going to do a prank, why would you do something like build this medicine wheel that looks extremely realistic? I mean, it has all of the stones, and I mean, they've had experts look at it, and they've had this guy who's Shoshone expert and other people and said, no, that's a real medicine wheel. So, I don't know. God, it seems like just so many things about this treasure hunt are shrouded in confusion and mystery and deception. The other day, this guy told me he on my YouTube, he said, well, just so you don't go into any federal park because it's against the law to abandon something like this would be doing, like a treasure hunt. He said it would be against the law if Fenn had done that. This is not federal land. This is something I've never run into before. There was a sign I ran into the other day when I was leaving, going out of Utah, and it said public land. I've never seen a sign that said public land. I've seen signs for state parks, state land. I've seen signs for federal parks, federal monuments, federal land. I've never seen public land. So it's almost, if you look at the map, it's not inside the dinosaur monument, forest or monument or park, whatever it is. It does seem to just be public land. And as you remember the other day when I was on 318 going toward Utah, I'm literally driving through a herd of cattle on the road that were just outside the fence. Some were inside the fence, some were outside the fence, but it looked to me like a regular thing. It looked like that's how they roll down here in these parts. The cows can just go out of their pastures and walk around on the roads. So it's some sort of I just don't feel like if it is down on Vermillion Creek that I'm doing anything illegal. And I told Frank that, and, you know, I mean, it's certainly not on the map. It doesn't show up on one of the dark green areas that show you're in some sort of a park or a national forest or anything. All right, well, I'm gonna getting close, but this is the beautiful country of Browns Hole. I think I'm in Browns Hole, Colorado. All right, so I have lost my service. Very close to Route 169. Last time my service was on, it was about 18 miles above Route 169. You know, somewhere recently I saw something about Forrest Fenn and 170. Someone was saying it was something to do, they didn't know what it was, but it was like that aberration on the edges thing. You know, he said that thing about there's an aberration on the edge, and you think he's referring to a book page. I mean, a book page. Like if you read some of the books, you know, that he liked to read. He liked My Years as a Trapper, or 9 Years as a Trapper, or something was a book he read multiple times. And there's other books I got also. Jeez. There were other books I got also that he had read. They're all Western folklore. They're all Western history. They're all Western this and Western that. And some of them will have they'll have things on the edge of the pages. They'll have brands and all sorts of little signs and insignias that have something to do with ranches and, you know, parts of the country and geographical features. And so you wonder if, you know, one of those things on the edge of one of those books This is not obviously something no one else has thought of. But the other day, not the other day, but it was a while ago, someone I read on a blog or something about 170, and it was some sort of clue that Fenn had said, or 170. Nobody knew what it meant. So confirmation bias kicked in, and of course, the route that gets me to Vermillion Creek, that takes me down to the medicine wheel and the petroglyphs, that's Route 169. So this morning, for the first time, I just thought, for shits and giggles, I thought, look up Route 170, Moffat County. Route 170, Moffat County, is the route right at the confluence of the Green River and Vermillion Creek. It's the route right down it's right down this dirt road from 169, obvious, one number up. And it's the route that is right at the confluence, right where the Homer Brown would have been, or around it. So, I thought, well, that's kind of weird, isn't it? Synchronicity, confirmation bias, whatever you want to call it. All right. I keep saying things are brown hole. Irish Canyon. Irish Canyon interpretive site. Now that's interesting. Interpretive site. What would that mean? Do they interpret what? All right, so here we are. But anyway, Route 170. So we'd have to go, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go past 169, and I'm going to check out 170 and then come back up to 169. I'll let you know when I get there. Bull Canyon. Bull Canyon is Route 170. Okay. Open. No trespassing. I love it when people leave gates open and have a no trespassing sign. Sure says no trespassing. Well, I'm not that bold. Like I said, it was just a hunch because of the, one of these things, something about Forrest Fenn and the number 170 recently came out, and who knows? I mean, as we all know, even for what I'm doing, we're all just blogging and talking and blabbing about what we think. But Route 170, which looks like a county, I do not get that. Route 170, and it says county. So that's God, don't even get me going on this damn government shit again. Is that a government road? Is that a government road that says no trespassing? But it's got a county route sign on it? Man, I don't know. It's also on the wrong side, though, quite frankly. Isn't Vermillion Creek over there? See, this is why I always say I'm not a good outdoorsman. No, wait a minute. That's Vermillion Creek down there, because Green River... Man, that's Vermillion Creek? Or is that Vermillion Creek? Good Lord, can you imagine what a horrible outdoorsman I am? I'm driving down 318, and I don't even know which side of the road. Oh, wait a minute. Vermillion Creek goes under 318. Well, you know what? Easy way to figure this one out. We're going to drive down the road here, and if we do go over a stream, we're going over Vermillion Creek, and we're going down to the Green River. So I want to say right over there, is the confluence of the Green and Vermillion Creek and Green River, and ostensibly up there is the home of Trapper Brown, if you're following the brown hole, Vermillion Creek theory. Okay, here's what's going to happen. That's Vermillion Creek right there on the left. We will come to an overpass, I am quite sure, where Vermillion Creek runs under 318, the road we're on. Pretty sure. Okay, so for people that are following this tangent on their own, there's your gates of Lodore. Still on 318, heading toward Green River. What is that? 34. 34? 34? Wait a minute. Okay, here, 318 West, here's Browns Park National Wildlife Refuge. I've got to be very close to the Green River, so I'm going to persevere down here. And then I'm going to drive in there on the way back. Now, it's 11:20 in the morning. Duh. But I'm not going to spend... Ooh, there's some antelope? Antelope. They're all looking at me with their ears up. Well, some of them are. Some are still just eating the grass, going, whatever. So we're in Browns Park. That was Browns Park Wildlife Refuge. I think I can safely say at this point we're in Browns Park. I might have jumped the gun a little bit earlier. I was down here yesterday. Got almost to Utah, and then decided, Eric, maybe it's time to turn around. Wow. This place kind of tricks me sometimes, which isn't hard to do, but, I think I see things and then I realize they aren't as close or they're farther than I thought. So, excuse me, here we are in 318 West. Again, I have brought today an apple and a bottle of water and a fully charged phone, although I do have it plugged in anyway in the car. And a full tank of gas. If you want to come out here, I got back to Rock Springs with probably about a half a tank. Started out with a full tank. It's about a 3-hour drive round trip, plus all this kind of meandering around looking for stuff. Let's see, there's a creek over there, or is that the Green River? But you want to be prepared if you come down to search at Vermillion Creek. You want to be prepared for the remoteness of this area, which, as I've said numerous times before, I think only works in favor of believing it would be a place Fenn would like. As he said in Flywater, as I have gone in there alone, and I went alone to my fishing spots when I was a kid, and I didn't want anyone around, and I didn't think anyone would ever be around. And now he looks at these pictures of these fishing holes in the book Flywater, one of which is around the Green River. And it shows, I think, in the Green River shot, like it shows like people in inner tubes and stuff, and it exactly kind of backs up what he's saying, that, these are places I used to fish, and now you got people just using them for recreation area. I can understand how that would anger him. I told you the other day about how I feel about that kind of stuff. 166. Wow, 166. That's interesting. I thought we would have been a lot further past 166. I'm definitely going to turn around soon and go back down to that Brown's Wildlife Habitat, and I will show you guys what I find when I get there. Every time I think I'm about to go over Vermillion Creek, I think I've already gone over Vermillion Creek. And I feel like I'm just kind of wasting time. But also, see, I don't really feel like when I get to Vermillion Creek today, I don't think the petroglyphs are that far up the creek. So, I mean, 318. Weren't I on 318? I'm on 318. I guess it's just a different offshoot of 318. Wouldn't it be strange if suddenly I'm on route, like, I don't know, 666? And then I try to hit off it, and I'm like, you know, little green men are coming out, and J. Edgar Hoover's ghost is coming after me, and Trump's waving at me off like, you know, he's hitchhiking on the side of the road like he's a homeless guy, and says, I have the files, and then Forrest Fenn comes walking out of the sagebrush, and he's got a gun, and he starts shooting at me, and I'll be all right. It's because I'm cut off from my service. Damn it, that's what it is. I'm just sitting here going, where am I? I think I'm on 318. I'm on 318 West going towards Utah. I know I am. And I think that's, oh my God, that can't be Vermillion Creek. That's way too big. That's got to be the Green River. And where is the Green River? You know, it's like when you know what a map is supposed to be doing. There's 4 miles. That's going to be Utah, right? That's how that works, isn't it? It's telling me it's 4 miles to the border. Is that where the Green River is? Right on the border of the 2 states? What the hell? What the hell?